Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again here to Virtual Racing Network. As you can see, we're here at the fabulous Las Vegas Motor Speedway here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We are set to have a great round 3 of the RACECORE Online Racing League presented by Global Building Contractors. Again, we expect to see some really good racing here tonight. We have a lot of new stuff working in the overlays here. First, we're tweaking on some things, getting those set here for you. One of those being we didn't get a chance to get all of the stuff in here, but we want to remind everyone that, of course, this race is brought to you, and we'll see if we got them in there. I'm not sure if we have all of them in there or not. It doesn't look like we do. But this race is brought to you by Global Building Contractors. They are the title sponsor for this series, as well as on our iRacing Drivers World and Gold Cube coming on here board as the latest sponsor. So a big shout out to all of those sponsors, and of course we want to give a big shout out to all the sponsors that have made this broadcast possible. Those include Northwest Racing Series, your official one-to-go sponsor for tonight's race; Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm, your official starting grid sponsor; RaceOnTexas.com, the official dirt partner and short track partner of Virtual Racing Network; Sim Speed Shop, your official button box sponsor here for the channel; Hanover Wrecker Service, your official caution sponsor for all races here on VRN; On the Edge Motorsports, if you are in the market for some of that wicked energy gum, make sure you check them out at ontheedgemotorsports.com. And of course, Huffman Designs and RACECORE coming on board here both real recently. Big shout out to all of those partners for coming on board here for tonight's race. We have currently about 14 minutes left here in practice before we move on to qualifying here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. As you can see it written on the wall there, I expect to see some really good racing. We have 38 drivers that have made the trip here to this track tonight. As you can kind of see a little bit more of this track here, and we'll go to a scenic view here. All the pit stalls lined up full of cars ready to get this thing going. Again, we got some newer drivers. I don't see anybody here that is just absolutely 100% new here tonight. But some of the new drivers that have come on this season do include Adam Henderson, Brandon Needham, Pat Satterfield, Jeff O'Quinn, he's a newer driver. Joker Johnson, that is Matthew Johnson here, fairly new. You have Jeff Merck coming on board, Thiago Vieira coming on board. I think you have some drivers that I don't see here tonight that are actually coming back. He is one, Austin Edstrom in the 88. He's coming back, just won last week at Atlanta. So some drivers that were away for a while coming back. I expect to see good things from them here tonight to see how they do. First and foremost, of course, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. I know there's a lot of things you could be doing on a Sunday night, but hanging out with us here on the Virtual Racing Network, we are super stoked that you are here with us. We do have a lot of great big things going on here for the channel. One of those, of course, being we have a brand new website coming along. Thanks to Deer Park Websites out of Houston, Texas. He is working on that diligently, getting that to us. We've seen some previews of it. Can't wait to see that. As well as we are now going to be filming some real-life racing stuff here in Texas. For all the Texas viewers out that are watching, if you're in the North Texas area, it is Monarch Motor Speedway, formerly Red River Speedway and Wichita Speedway. We will be out there filming all the races out there. So if you are going to be checking that out and want to watch the races after they are done, they won't be live, but you can go over to RaceOnTexas.com, sign up for a membership, and watch it all on demand after the event is over. If you just can't make it to the races, you can watch all of that exciting race in HD. So make sure you check that out. We have some other stuff in the works too. Going to be possibly slapping some GoPros on those cars, see if we can't get some in-car footage. But back to tonight's racing. Again, this is race number 3 here for tonight. Again, some really good racing is what we expect to see here tonight. I don't expect anything less than that. that being said, let's head on over to the point standings coming into tonight's race. Alex Huffman gained 7 spots last week. He is your points leader right now after making 2 starts, of course. This is the 3rd week, so of course nobody has made more than that. Right now he has a total of 76 points. 5 points behind him is going to be James Lorella, who also gained 1 spot last week to go to 2nd place. And then you really start to see some shakeups in here as you go to Jeff Merck. 12 spots gained to jump to 3rd place in the points. Of course, 4th place, technically tied for 3rd, is Reese Milton. 10 spots gained. And then you go to rounding out your top 5, 7 spots gained. That is Josh Coley. So an absolute ton of people have been shaking it up here in the point standings for tonight's race. To round out your top 10 right now, then you have, of course, 6th place belongs to Jameer Muhammad, 17 spots gained, and that is not even the most we're going to hear about here tonight. Below him in 7th place, Jason Covington with 10 gained, and then what looks to be our biggest gainer, actually tied for the biggest gain, is last week's winner, the number 88 of Austin Edstrom, 20 spots gained in 8th place. Right below him in 9th place is Sam Crow, who gained 12 spots, and in 10th place, rounding out your top 10, also gaining 20 spots, is going to be another Covington. That is Dustin Covington. To round out your top 20 here, of course, 11th place, Dennis Ellis, and you have Mikey Neal in 12th. 13th will go to David Estes. 13th, technically tied for 14th, is going to be Brandon Needham. Actually, a 3-way tie for 13th. Is going to be Francois Peltier, who actually lost 7 spots. Unfortunate. And we'll see if he can gain those back here tonight. Losing 14 spots, though, is Jack Fellers. Again, a huge loss after a devastating finish. Was your points leader. Or I believe 1 or 2. I think it was points leader coming into tonight's or last night's race. So a devastating blow to Jack Fellers there. 17th is going to be Sterling Smith, also tied for 17th. Justin Starr losing 6 spots last week, so definitely some shakeups going on back in here. We'll look to see if they can recover from last week's race. 19th is going to be Brandon Young, and 20th will be Thiago Vieira, who won week 1 at Daytona, lost 19 spots after internet connection last week. So we'll look to see if these drivers can rebound from their races last week. A lot of crazy stuff going on in the point standings here in just the last couple of weeks. So stuff we've got to look out for here tonight. See how these drivers are going to react to Las Vegas. This is a very tricky track and not one that you want to take lightly. You have to make sure that you treat this track well. It's kind of like Atlanta in a way. You really have to treat it with a lot of respect, per se. You can get into a corner wrong, and it can be very treacherous, you might say, if you do not treat it right, especially turn 1. Going into there, as you can see all that black where they've laid down rubber on this track. Let's take a look at that real fast here, as we'll pull up our track information presented by Bulletproof Tees. If you're in the market for a tee, check them out at bulletprooftees.com. You're here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Altitude 1,955 feet. This track is very high. Track temp only 79 degrees. Your wind speed 8 to 9 miles per hour out of the southwest, so not as windy as we've seen it, but it is still windier than most, so it's going to be a little bit of a factor here tonight. I don't see it being too much of a factor, though, so we'll just have to keep an eye on that weather here tonight to see how it plays itself out later on in this race. And of course, fuel strategy is going to be key here. We have 120 laps for tonight's race. They will have to pit for fuel. The question is, when will that fuel come into play? Is it going to be under caution, or is it going to be during green flag pit stops? We don't know yet. We're going to have to find out here shortly, but right now we got 6.5 minutes left on the clock as we are getting things set here. We may see if we can't get a driver in here to talk to them here in just a bit. But at the moment, it looks like everyone is in a driver's meeting. We do not want to interrupt them. So when we do, maybe we'll see if we can't get last week's winner here, Austin Edstrom, and see what his thoughts are for fuel strategy, if he's going to plan on cautions or is he going to plan on green flag stops. Based on what we saw before we went live here on the preview show, if the restarts and starts are anything like we saw in practice, we're going to have to watch out. We may see some cautions, tire spins, stuff like that early in this race. We'll just have to wait and see here with about 5.5 minutes left. Let's go ahead and, of course, let you know here for tonight's race. Of course, I am your host here for tonight, Charles Wooten, in the booth as the producer and announcer here tonight. No second chair with us. We are running it solo here tonight. We hope everybody enjoys the show there. As you can see with the countdown to green flag drop, we have 5 minutes on the clock before the green flag drops here for qualifying, and we get everything underway, and it will be non-stop racing action from that point on. It's going to be crazy. We want to thank again everyone for out there for showing up. Let's definitely root these guys on. Let us know who your driver is in chat that you're rooting for here tonight. Or are you just here for some great racing? Either way, you will not be disappointed with tonight's race. It should be a great race indeed. Here, of course, we are at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in Las Vegas, Nevada. So definitely make sure you stay tuned throughout this race for some great side-by-side. We may even see a little 3-wide here tonight. We don't know yet. We'll keep an eye on that. But we're going to step away here for just a minute. As soon as they get out of that driver's meeting, we will go and see if we can't talk to last week's winner and see if we can get a quick word in with us. So give us just a minute, get you a drink, something to snack on. We'll be right back. Are you in the market for a quality new or used car, truck, or SUV? Head on down to Sames Ford in Corpus Christi, Texas, and browse through their inventory today. You won't be disappointed. Alright guys, again, we are seeing if we can't get a hold of Austin Edstrom. Again, he was last week's winner. We want to talk to him. A fuel strategy is what the topic will be if we can get him in here and possibly see if we are able to get in, then what his strategy will be going into tonight's race. And fuel strategy going to be a very big factor in tonight's race. I think it really just depends on if we see a lot of cautions or if we don't see any cautions at all. We really don't know how it's going to play out. Obviously, that's why it's racing, because you don't know what's going to happen. So hopefully we'll have some good green flag racing. I don't see why we will not, but definitely we'll be waiting for it. As I see over here on the Facebook side of things, we have a lot of fans out there for rooting for different drivers. So awesome to see all of you out here tonight. We got some Brandon Young in there. We got Bizzle out in there. Uno's out there. So we got a lot of them. Brian, hi to you too as well. So again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thiago out in the chat here tonight. Excuse me, as we're going to lose our voice before this one's all said and done. Again, we're just waiting to see if we are able to get Austin Edstrom in chat with us. Yeah, we'll see. At the request of we're going to see if we can get those paints So paints have been updated, or at least we have restarted trading paints here, so we're going to see if those do update. We apologize if they were out of date, but we are going to do so and see if they do update for you there. We hopefully do. Like I said, we got 56 seconds left. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to talk to them. They're going to be in a driver's meeting till the very end of practice. Again, I apologize for the cough there. As definitely not what we want here. But it looks like, again, they are going to run it out here. So we are not going to be able to talk to these drivers before. But after Austin Edstrom runs, we'll see if we can't get in there and talk to him about fuel strategy. Again, fuel strategy, tire strategy, those are all things we're going to be looking for here tonight. And how many cautions we have and how those will affect. You see how the white cars showing up there? That is indicating that iRacing is loading those paint jobs here. So hopefully they will get sorted out and we will have the correct paint on these cars as they are set to come out onto the track for qualifying here in just about 4 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and get this ready. Of course, if you're looking to join this league, they are taking applications, so you can check them out at RACECORE Online RacingLeague.com for all the latest information, application, and all that good stuff you need to get into it. Well, that being said, practice is over. It is time to get ready for qualifying, so we're going to go ahead and put your qualifying drop down on the screen here. As you'll see, we have the new colored outlines back into the overlays, and we're going to drop down there with them, and it looks like one of our first drivers to come out onto the track is going to be the 32 of Jack Fellers, one of our top runners early on, finished in, I believe, top 3. And here he is now way back in point standings. So he has got some work cut out for him here tonight. If he wants to be able to get up there and make something happen, he's going to shut it down there. We're going to jump over to the number 8 of Mikey Neal, who has to go below the white line and above that blue cone to get started. And he too is going to shut it down. So let's go over to Brandon Dorsett, who's out on the track now running lap number 1. Let's see, he is crossing the blue cone. What kind of time will Brandon Dorsett put in here in qualifying? Again, this is all up in the air right now, as we do have Austin Edstrom now. He is available to chat with, but we don't want to go with him while he's in qualifying here. So we'll follow him as he's going out on the track. As soon as he gets done with qualifying, we will talk to Austin Edstrom, last week's winner, about tire strategy and fuel strategy for tonight's race. Again, it's going to be interesting. I'm just not sure which one of them is going to be the best strategy to go with, or is it going to be a combination of the two? We'll have to find out as soon as he goes in. Right now, you can see the times coming in. James Zarello at the top of the charts. Currently with a blistering time there, 29.618. Alex Huffman right behind Tim with a 29.652. Josh Reeves with a 29.671. Some good times coming in so far for these drivers. As you got Brandon Dorsett, one that we were talking about, with a 29.688, and of course Mikey Neal, one of the fastest drivers in this league. He is now going to pole with a 29.560, 0.058 faster than James Zarello. And I guess some would say his arch rival nemesis out here, the 2 of Jameer Muhammad, with a 0.083 behind him with a 29.483. Let's check in with David Estes, currently 7th fastest with a 29.712. And Austin Edstrom right now showing a 23.710, but that time obviously not going to be his official time. That is way too fast, even for the best drivers out here. So we'll see if he's going to complete a lap here. Let's see what his official time will be. Justin Starr currently in the number 99 machine, currently 15th with a 29.856, as he's going to shut it down and bring it to pit road. Of course, jump over to 79 machine over here and see what he's going to do. As thought he was on the track, he is just now coming out onto the track. Rodrigo Luna is out on the track right now. Let's see what he can do. We'll check in here in just a bit on him as we checking with Austin Edstrom, who just put in a 6th fastest time of a 29.674. And while we hand over here to Brian Jones, who's out on the track right now, let's get our last week's winner in here real fast and take a quick word with him, and we'll see what he can do. Get him in here real quick. And there we go. We'll see if we can't get him in here with us. There we go. Austin Edstrom, you got a copy. Well, we just want to chat with you real quick here as we're watching the rest of qualifying. You know, we have all the stats in the world here when it comes to, you know, who's won, who hasn't. But what we don't know coming into tonight's race and you winning last week's race is what is the fuel strategy for tonight? Is it going to be a long run, short run, or are you planning for cautions or no cautions?
Oh man, that's a good question. I mean, I feel like we got like a good 39 people in here, and that's a really big field. So I mean, I definitely think we're going to get cautions. I think you're going to see a lot of split strategy if we don't, because our fuel mileage is about 35 laps, and the race is 120. So some people might pit at 30. You might get a couple stragglers towards the 40 if they're trying to save and push it to only 2 pit stops. I'm not going to tell you which one I'm doing yet because that would ruin my strategy if anybody else is listening to the stream right now. But I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. A lot of split strategy. If a caution comes out, like I said, pit window is about 35 laps. You can maybe stretch it a little bit if you're clutching entering the corners. So yeah, it just depends on where those cautions fall, because I definitely feel like we're going to get 1 or 2.
Well, definitely think we will, and y'all are getting to the grid, so we're going to let you go, and we'll see which one you deploy here in just a little bit.
All right, awesome, man.
All right, again, that was the 88 of Austin Edstrom. He was last week's winner. Here tonight, he is going to be starting in this field pretty close to the front of it. But that being said, we're going to go ahead and drop down to the field as they are getting ready. So we're going to quickly go through your Walls Beard Co. starting grid. On row 1 is going to be the 8 of Mikey Neal and the 13 of James Zorello. Row 2 is going to be the 45 of Brian Jones and the 2 of Jameer Muhammad. Row 3 is going to be the 81 of Carlos Masil and the 83 of Alex Huffman. Row 4 is going to be the 17 of Sterling Smith and the 69 of Josh Reeves. And row 5 is going to be the 88 of Austin Edstrom and the 29 of Brandon Dorsett. Row 6 is going to be the 85 of David Estes and the 76 of Reese Milton. Row 7 is going to be the 60 of Jeff Merck and the 10 of Jason Covington. Row 8 is going to be the 79 of Rodrigo Munoz and the 94 of Jeff O'Quinn. Row 9 is going to be the 14 of Adam Henderson and the 63 of Charles Hoffman. Row 10 is going to be the 1 of Chris Brown and the 00 of Scott Masick. Row 11 is going to be the 99 of Justin Starr and the 32 of Jack Fellers. Row 12 is going to be the 24 of Brian Mazzell and the 51 of Brandon Young. Row 13 is going to be the 25 of Pat Satterfield and the 9 of Brian Dorsey. Row 14 is going to be the 6 of Matthew Ellis and the 21 of Matthew Johnson. Row 15 is going to be the 77 of Justin Spear and the 52 of Thiago Vieira. In row 16, it's going to be the 16 of Brandon Needham and the 76 of John Van Verellis. In row 17 is going to be the 555 of Butch Frazier and the 11 of Dennis Ellis. Row 18 is going to be the 47 of Trevor Graffam and the 70 of Sam Crow. Row 19 is going to be the 27 of John Van Verellis and the 96 of Craig Covington. And nobody else past that, so we are set to go here. 19 rows of cars. Of course, we have 40 drivers set to get this thing going. It's green flag is about to come out here for the first time. We'll go ahead and bring up your main bar here as you're watching the RACECORE Online Racing League presented by Global Building Contractors here, a virtual racing network, a division of RaceOnTexas.com, and the green flag is out. We are racing lap 1 of 120 here for tonight. You already see drivers starting to shake it up just a little bit here at the front of this field, as it's going to be Mikey Neal, followed by Brian Jones, James Rillo, Carlos Mencil, and Jameer Muhammad, your front 5 as they get started here. We're about to start lap number 2 here very shortly. As you see right there coming out of turn 4, it is Mikey Neal that's leading them to the line, and he will officially lead lap number 1 as he will lead his first lap. I believe, I'm not sure if that's the first lap he's led all season or not. I don't believe so. We'll look in those stats here if we can get those here shortly. Let's go a little further back in this field, though, and look at the group still bunched up right in here. This is just outstanding how many drivers there are here tonight. Again, actually 38 drivers, not 40, that have made the trip here. We'll check in with some of these guys further back in the field throughout the night. As we, of course, have some really pretty big name drivers that are a little further back in the field. Most notably going to be the 52 back here. That is Thiago Vieira in that 52. Won week once. Right now, currently in 34th position. Has actually fallen back 4 positions since the start of this race. So a driver we definitely have to be on the lookout for, as we know he's got the skill level to be up at the front of this race. But right now, pretty far back in the field, got his work cut out for him. As we go back to the front here, it's still Mikey Neal, James Rillo, and Brian Jones. 1, 2, 3, and they're going to kind of single file out, but here comes James Rillo now, looking to the inside. Possibly he might try to make a move here and see if he can do something with that number 8 machine. Mikey Neal, again, last season so dominant, along with Jameer Muhammad. That has not been the case this season so far. Even though we're 3 weeks in, I can honestly say here that we have some drivers that are rivaling these guys. You count Brian Jones, Carlos Mencil, Alex Huffman, Sterling Smith, Austin Edstrom. These guys, Josh Reeves having a good run back in 9th place right now. I wouldn't say that's the norm here more than the exception, as he has just not had the good races that we notice the man can produce, especially seeing how he is actually sponsored by Global Building Contractors in real life. But here on iRacing, just not having the finishes that he knows he can do. So we'll keep an eye on him and see how he can go here. If we're going to go back here, not sure who it is running. So it looks like it's going to be Jeff O'Quinn in the 94 running a retro McDonald's paint scheme on the number 94 machine here. An awesome looking paint job indeed. A little behind him, they're 3 wide still. Back here, I believe that's going to be around Brandon Young, Jack Fellers, and possibly Charles Hoffman. They're all running 3 wide right now. That's actually going to be Brandon Zell getting into the mix as well with Scott Masick. So a lot of battling going on back here as well. We still have this battle up front. That is for the lead. James Rillo not quite able to get by the race leader, Mikey Neal, right now, but he is definitely digging as hard as he can to the inside. You're going to see him maybe try to make something happen on the outside. Here comes Brian Jones on the outside. See if he can make it happen. As there goes James Rillo. We figured he would take a dive to the inside eventually, and he is looking to make that move now. Can he make it stick is the question. Mikey Neal going to shut the door. No! They make contact. Mikey Neal going around just a little bit. It looks like James Rillo is going to back off and save both of them from a heartache. What a save from Mikey Neal in that 8 machine, and what a move by James Rillo. He knew exactly what he needed to do. He had to back off. He couldn't keep pushing them. If he did, they were going to make even more contact, and they probably would have both gone around. So, fantastic job at doing so. James Rillo was able to take the lead, as he is going to lead his 2nd lap right there this time by. Now it's going to be up to Mikey Neal to try to regain that lead. And now, because of all that, Brian Jones had to lift a little bit. That allowed Alex Huffman to get by him. So a lot of things starting to shake up here in this race, early on in this race at that. So just an outstanding save from the 8, and a good job by James Zarello to know when to lift. Ooh, so we got someone hard into the outside wall, and I believe that's going to be Reese Milton. It is, who now having connection issues, just pancaked that outside wall extremely hard. He is now going to have heavy damage, and why we want to make sure we note that is because they do not have fast repairs here, folks. If they manage to wreck these cars, they are out of this race. Again, that is something they have to look forward here. They've got to be very careful. They cannot get too much damage. If they do, their race could come to an end very quickly. As we got the 1 going around, that's going to be Chris Brown. Caution number 1 is out here. Oh, and he gets nailed by the 25. Almost actually did glitch through him there. Let's go back and take a look at the replay and see exactly what happened. Here you see, we'll go to the aerial coverage here tonight, provided by Sam's Ford out of Corpus Christi, Texas. What made the 1 to go around here? Oh, he got a little loose there. Came down on the 10, and then the 10 slides up there just a little bit. Again, a little bit of a racing deal. The 1 did come down a little bit, it looked like. As we'll go here, let's take one more look at this real quick and see if we can get a different angle from it. As we're going to go to the 1 of Chris Brown. See if we can get a different angle here. Maybe from the spotter cam. See what the spotter saw. You see the damage to the 29. So the 1, I don't know, the 10's online. It definitely, maybe the 10 came up just a little bit, but the 1 had already come down on him just a little bit after making contact there, it looks like, with another driver. So definitely just hard racing there. I don't think you could say anyone too much at fault. Both drivers trying to get real estate that just only one of them could fit in. So we'll see. Caution is out here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and everybody coming down pit road early in this race. So we'll see how it's going to go. Let's go to pit lane camera. As you can see, everybody coming down that is on the lead lap. It looks like the only one that's not coming down is going to be the 555 of Butch Frazier. He's going to be your points leader now, or your race leader, sorry, as he was on the lead lap. We'll see there Reese Milton coming down pit road for 23 seconds, but did not stop. So we'll see what that's about. Maybe he missed his pit stop, but he doesn't say he was in there at all. So we'll see. It's going to be James Zarello that wins the race off pit road, but we want to go, of course, we'll go back to our main camera here. As there's the ones we want to watch for. Butch Frazier in the 555. For whatever reason here is, we'll pull that up. Started 33rd. He's currently in first. Did not come down. My guess is he's trying to lead a lap, and he'll do so if he stays out enough. If he doesn't stay out long enough, there's the leader right there. So he's going to have to go by this time. If he comes down pit road, he will not lead the lap. So he's going to have to stay out there, as I figured he would. Reese Milton, however, on the apron. So he's coming down pit road. Makes me wonder if he missed his pit stall here. And that is the reason that he did not make a pit stop. He was on pit road for 23.2 seconds. But here he comes back down once again. Butch Frazier, your current race leader. We're going to have to keep an eye on him because, yes, that was only 14 laps. But those were 14 green flag laps compared to fresh tires that were all under caution. I have a feeling if he does not come down pit road, he is going to get eaten alive on those tires. So we'll see. They're going to double file up. Green flag next time by. He's going to commit to this and stay out. Will that spell disaster for the 555, or will he be able to hold off this field with those tires? Again, my best guess is we're going to see at least the 13 get by him very quickly. And this may be good news if you're Brian Jones, because he may take advantage of that as well. Whereas the 8 of Mikey Neal is going to get stuck behind him here on the restart. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. right, pace car is set to dive off back onto pit road where it belongs. As the yellow flag still technically out. Again, all cautions brought to you by Hanover Wrecker Service. As there's the green flag out in the 555 right down the middle. They're 3 wide here for the lead. Very surprising there that he did a little defense there, it looks like, trying to slide up and block the 13 of James Cirillo just a little bit. That caused the 13 to not get the run he needed. Here comes Mikey Neal for the lead, side by side. No battle, I don't think. Old tires versus new. I think Mikey Neal's going to take it very quickly, but James Cirillo not happy about being blocked there at the start of the race with those old tires. As it's going to be Butch Frazier that is going to fall quickly. He's already way out of this. Here, we'll take a look and see exactly where he is now. As you see right there, he's back to 11th place. We knew those old tires would not work here in Las Vegas, and they did not work indeed. He's back to 13th now and falling like a brick through water right now. He is sinking to the back of this field. Again, we did not expect anything other than that. So we got big contact in the back. Did this stem from tires? And it's a huge one back here, folks, as we got several drivers involved. Chris Brown in the one back involved in this. Reese Milton. And looks like we may have Craig Covington, Jack Fellers, and Brandon Dorsett involved in this one. Question is, the 555 looks to be safe from this one. So let's go back and take a look and see exactly what happened here. So we're going to go to the aerial coverage presented by, oh, and there it is right there, the 29 and the, I believe that's the 28 getting together. No, the 24. Let's go back and take a look. Brian Brazel in that 24. Let's go back just a bit more and see if we can't take a look at that from the 24's perspective here. There you see him right there to a 24. Brian Brazel looks like he gets a little bit of the back bumper to him from the 29. As you'll see it coming into your screen right there, and slows down, and actually that was just a reaction to something that happened in front of him. So I don't think technically that was the cause of it. Those were some checkups. Let's go ahead and see if we can't take another look at this and see exactly what happened. Now, I believe that was just a product of people checking up back here. Let's go to the 555 and see if anything happened up there. We can find him on our list. There he is. It looks like right behind these guys, maybe the 96 was in there involved. So a bunch of people going around there trying to avoiding the big wreck and end up getting caught in it as well. And we'll go back up to the front here as we're under caution. Again, all cautions brought to you by Hanover Wrecker Service. We are here under caution as Mikey Neal leads this race, and I'd see some scrape marks on the side of that 8 car. I wouldn't classify that as too much damage, but definitely some scuff marks where he's been battling for the lead here, and he has it on lap number 19 as we're under caution for the second time. The question is, who will be your race winner here tonight? We don't know. We still have a lot of racing left to go for tonight's events. Again, we are under caution here for the second time. So what we're going to do, step away for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
This is a demonstration for the built-in water temperature sensor of W5 CPU water block. There is a water temperature sensor built inside W5 to detect the temperature of the coolant that runs through W5. Here, we're using thermal mode and time-lapse effect to show the temperature change of the system. You can easily see the real-time temperature change on the software screen. W5 is also made with central inlet design, which contributes to higher coolant flow that helps faster heat dispatching to achieve a lower coolant temperature, of which you can see on the software thanks to the water temperature sensor. While W5 shows you the temperature of the coolant that runs through your CPU water block, you can also throw in a Pacific TF1 indicator to monitor the temperature and coolant flow of your whole system.
Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It's green flag just coming back out here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You're just tuning in, of course. You're watching the RACECORE Online Racing League presented by Global Building Contractors. This is the Xfinity Series here on Virtual Racing Network, a division of Race on Texas. But let's go a little further back here. Look at this group going on. They are not anywhere near settling this one out, as you have anywhere from Carlos Maciel, but Adam Henderson gets into Alex Huffman there. Let's go back and take a look at that. Even though there's no caution here, again, aerial coverage is provided by Sam's Ford, and you see right there, they get close, but they don't touch, and then he gets to the inside, and Adam Henderson just plows the 83 of Alex Huffman into the outside wall. And somehow no caution coming out for that as we go back up to live. It's going to be the 14 that takes the worst end of that. But Alex Huffman definitely not escaping unscathed, as he has heavy damage to that number 83 machine. So does, I believe that's recent back there, but that was from an early incident, as both of them damaged cars back here, as well as John Van Willis in that number 78 Yes Quit machine. He's got some damage to his car as well. So several cars taking damage here early on in this race. Meanwhile, back to the front we go, as it's Mikey Neal leading this race. And he is doing a fantastic job out there, keeping that car clean and smooth. That's all he's got to do here, as we're on lap number 25 of 120. And if anything is an indicator of how this race is going to go, I think we're going to see cautions galore here tonight. I don't think we're going to see a ton, really. But I do think we're going to see that be the trend. I don't think we're going to see the caution-free race that we're used to seeing here tonight. I think we're going to see more cautions than less cautions here tonight. So we'll keep an eye on that. Of course, if you're just tuning in with us here tonight, I am your host, Charles Wooten, in the booth here tonight and producing and announcing this race. We are running solo here tonight. So we want to give a big shout out to everyone for tuning in here tonight. So definitely thanks for tuning in, as we are currently on lap 27 of 120 laps. It's going to be a long one, but not that long. Here we're running 29 laps a second. We're going to be running about 2 laps a minute. Currently 30.339 for Mikey Neal is how long it took him to get around this track last time. James Rillo, 30.2 what it was. Now that time by Mikey Neal, 30.509 to a 30.583. So that time by Mikey Neal was just a little bit faster. Not too much, but a little bit faster. He does have a current 0.716 lead, as you'll pull those top 5 onto your screen. As you see, Mikey Neal currently your race leader by 0.633. And then you have to go back to Jameer Muhammad, who's in 3rd place now with a 1.183 second gap. So Brian Jones falling back just a little bit, and he may lose another spot here to Rodrigo Munoz, who is currently in 5th position, but he may take 4th place here before you know it. We'll be keeping an eye on that in the number 79 and 45 battle, as it does increase here. What you can't see in that top 5 right there is 6th place. They have David Estes. He is currently right behind these guys, and he is not giving any room to these guys. He is right there behind them in the number 85 machine. So we'll see if he can get in there. Right behind him is going to be the 81 of Carlos Maciel. So we'll keep an eye on him as well. As of right now, the only driver out of this race is Pat Satterfield in the 25. Currently 17 laps down. The only other driver on the track right now that is not on the lead lap is going to be the 32 of Jack Fellers. So again, after a just spectacular run at Daytona, to come back and have 2 finishes where he's just not performing where we expect him to here. Currently in 2 laps down, just not the finish he is wanting. So we got a caution coming out here, and it's going to be involving the 69 of Josh Reeves. Again, another driver that's not producing the finishes that he'd like. Let's go back and take a look. what happened here, as we're watching from the aerial cam, what happened to Josh Reeves? We know he went around, but was that a product of him? And there he is right there, him and the 17 get together, and around he goes on the track, but he does save it, so no damage to the car really, except for the outside wall, and that looks to be fairly minimal. So we'll see. We'll take a look and see just how much damage he does have, and we can get an up-close shot, and it definitely is some damage to the right side. So let's come down and get that fixed. So it is going to be quite a bit. We go back to live. Mikey Neal leading this field. No surprise, they're coming down pit road here on lap 32. So we'll let you know how they come out. It's right now Neal, Lorello, Muhammad, Jones, and Munoz out front. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and I think it's that time of the night. Once again, as the lights will go off this next time by. We haven't got to do it in a while. We're going to bring it back here tonight. It is time for some Crank It Up here on VRN. So we're going to go silent here on the mic for a couple of laps, and we're going to let the cars do the talking here tonight, as we are going to crank these engines up, folks. Let's hear it for all the drivers that are going to make this Crank It Up possible. Let's hope we don't have a caution when we go with the Crank It Up here. So we're going to go ahead and go silent. When they go green, we will crank those engines up and let them do the talking here for a few laps. we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I thought we were going to have a crash there for a minute, so we went back. Let's go back to our main camera here, though. Let's go ahead and bring up your running order here on the side so you can see where everybody is here for tonight. Again, some great racing already here tonight. We've seen some really, really good racing. Mikey Neal still out front leading this race. Again, I was really surprised we did not get a caution there, but it did not come out. And look how much of a gap first and second half from the rest of this field right now. That is due to what we saw there on the screen. They were able to get away just a little bit, but somehow managing to survive is everybody. Again, do not know how it is. Unfortunately, we see Brandon Young sitting on pit road here. He's been there for 47 seconds now, so it looks like his night, at least for chances of a win, have come to an end, as well as Alex Huffman, who is currently one lap down, back in 35th place. It looks like his night, unfortunately, may have come to an end as well, as far, again, as the win. That being said, if he can get some of that damage repaired and something drastic happen, he could make his way back into this race. We will see here shortly. Right now, what we do know is it is Mikey Neal and Dream Zarello that have pulled away to a 2-second lead, over 2-second lead from just about everybody. Jameer Muhammad only 1.93. That's going to go to 2 seconds here as they cross the line. There it is 2.033 seconds behind, but a good battle going on between these drivers, Jameer Muhammad and David Estes. And then last week's winner, Austin Edstrom, into the picture as well. We have a lot of drivers duking it out here as we're going to go to a different camera angle here so you can see a little bit more of these cars. As you're watching the 88 of Austin Edstrom, Jameer Muhammad trying to make the move here to hold on to the position he has of third place, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be the 85 of David Estes that able to take third place away. Jameer Muhammad kind of at his mercy as they almost make contact. Jameer Muhammad has to check up just a little bit, but he stays out of the back bumper of David Estes here tonight. Good job for him. But here comes the 88, so it looks like Jameer Muhammad may be fading just a little bit, but here he comes making it run back on the outside of the 88 of Austin Edstrom. Again, those two drivers side by side. Let's go a little further back here and look at this group going on as you have Charles Hoffman, Brian Dorsey, Jeff Burke, Brian Jones, Jason Covington. This is a huge group of cars all packed into one little area. Trevor Graffam in here. And we got a car going all the way to the inside. We'll see if we can catch up with him. There's one of them, the 60, and he gets hammered by Justin Starr in the 99. And that is going to bring out the caution here. And so we are under caution for, I believe, the third time here tonight. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to the 60 as we go to the aerial camera here. Again, aerial coverage for tonight's race provided by Sam's Ford out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Or Sam's Ford, sorry. My apologies. We've been getting that wrong all week. There it is right there, and just hammered in the rear by the 99 of Justin Starr. He had nowhere to go. So a big hit to the back of that 60, and it's going to be a big hit to the 99 as well. So we go back and let's check in with Justin Starr and see if we can find him. There he is, smoking heavily. The engine has been shot on that number 99 machine here tonight. Unfortunately, as we'll go, let's go on board with him as we go back to live, and you can see this. He uses a clean off there, but how dirty that windshield was there for a second. It would have been virtually impossible to see through this car had he not done so. But look at the damage to the front of that car. He is not going to be running as good as he was, as he is just a ton of damage to the front of that car. So we'll go back of the off-road camera, and you can see right there that engine's still smoking. So he will have to bring it down pit road, but he's not going to do it this time. We'll see as we are live here, but everybody else coming down pit road, we'll see. Right now, he is going to be scored, I believe, on the lead. Looks like he's going to try to beat the leaders around here, and he should be able to do so as Mikey Neal is going to have to go below the cone. And I don't know, this is questionable. Justin Starr currently in second, so he did not beat him out. We'll see. He's going to have to try to do so. I'd imagine he's going to have to come in here. So he's going to pull it to the infield. That is going to do it. I think his engine is about to expire. Justin Starr, unfortunately, having the tow to pit road. Thought he can make it back around, but just couldn't do it. Mikey Neal still out front as we're under caution. Let's go ahead and bring up that caution information here on your screen. We were incorrect there. That is our fourth caution of the night for 12 laps. We've had 3 different lead changes. Again, all sponsors or all cautions for tonight's race are brought to you by Hanover Wrecker Service. Big shout out to them for coming on board here for 2019. Again, all cautions provided or sponsored by Hanover Wrecker Service. I'll definitely give them a shout out and a call if you need a wrecker. So definitely do so. That being said here, it is going to be very interesting to see how the start goes here. The longer we get into this run, the less likely people are to give as much as they want to take. So this is starting to become evident here as people are getting into each other. We've seen more cautions now than we typically do in this league. So we're going to be really interesting to see how they all do play out and how many cautions we do end up having here tonight. But what we do know is we are going to simply here. We'll be right back in just a few moments as those lights go off and we get ready to take the green flag again. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the lights are off on the pace car. Mikey Neal leading this race. Go through your top 5 real fast. It is James Zerillo, Austin Edstrom, David Estes, and Brian Jones are your top 5 drivers in the race right now. Right outside is going to be the 79 of Rodrigo Munoz, who is out just outside the top 5 in 6th place here at the moment, but the pace car is diving off. Of course, you know what that means. It is time to get this thing going. Green flag back in the air. You're watching the RACECORE Online Racing League. This is, of course, their Xfinity Series presented by Global Building Contractors here on Virtual Racing Network, a division of RaceOnTexas.com. As Mikey Neal once again leading the field. And look at this pack behind him, as it's going to be the 45 of Brian Jones on the inside, kind of stuck there. Everyone else trying to get by him on the outside, and they are able to do so here as the 79 is able to get by Brian Jones. That is Rodrigo Munoz, who is able to pass him on the outside. And we'll see which lane is going to be preferred here, as you would think it would be the inside lane. That has not been the case here tonight. We've seen passes made on the outside here, as Austin Edstrom in the 88 trying to get by Mikey Neal in the 8. He's going to take to the inside, though, this time. And will we see a new leader at the line? Will he be able to? Right now, it's currently the 8 that's out front of Mikey Neal, and he does lead him at the line. Mikey Neal currently still your race leader. He's got help. He's being pushed by the 13 of James Zerillo, trying to do so, and that is going to allow James Zerillo back by the 88 Austin Edstrom. So good job for him to get by here. So we're going to go back to a main camera here. We'll see. Let's go on board here. Can we go to James Zarillo? Let's go on board with him. Thanks to the Robart camera, and you can see him trying to run down your race leader of the 8 of Mikey Neal. Mikey Neal running a nice, clean race. Don't see any damage to that 8 machine. Maybe little scuff marks here and there, but it looks like James Zarillo going to go to the inside. Got the DRN logo on that car there. So a big props to him. Thanks for running the logo here for us tonight. And so we'll see. He's going to get to the inside. Mikey Neal, though, able to hold him off once again on the outside. We have seen that outside lane be so dominant here at Las Vegas, and it is once again as they go into turn number 1. Let's go back to our main camera as Austin Edstrom kind of falling back here just a little and trying to regroup. Ooh, and we have Brian Jones almost smacking the walls. He tail slaps it just a little bit. He's able to keep going forward, moving in the right direction. We are on lap 52 of 120. We are now 9 laps away from the halfway point of this race. And when we complete lap 61, we will officially be halfway home with this race. And it has been a fantastic one. Taking a look a little further back here, we'll keep an eye on that lead as well. We'll go ahead and pull your top 3 on to the screen here as we're going to keep an eye on that. 0.05 seconds behind the first place. This second place is James Zarillo, so we're going to keep an eye on that. I want to go back here a little bit to see these. You see who's back here, Jamir Muhammad, someone who we're not used to seeing this far back in the field. So he is definitely going to have to fight his way through here, as they're going to go 2 and 3 wide in front of him, and this is not what he wants to see. You got some damaged cars that are battling for position in front of a clean car. So Jamir Muhammad is not liking what he sees in front of him. It's 3 wide from right now for currently 17th position. There's 2 of them getting to the wall. That's what he didn't want to see. Although that looks like John Van Rellis is going to be able to save it, and never mind, I stand corrected. And hard into the pit wall. Let's go back and see what happened. We'll go to the aerial cam, again provided by Sam's Ford out of Corpus Christi, Texas. And what happened right there? Collision between the 87, the 78, sorry, and the 29, and bam, more contact after the 11 and the 78 get together, and right there, that is what sends the 78 of John Van Rellis right into pit road walls. He pancakes it hard. That will bring out the caution once again here for the 5th time tonight. And that caution coming out number 5 for 15 laps. As we've had 3 different lead changes here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Not sure how many more we're going to have. At the rate we're going, we very well could have double-digit cautions, as we are not quite at the halfway point. But we are going to step away for a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Thermal take. Say command.
What is the weather like in LA?
The weather is clear in LA.
What is the weather like in New York?
The weather is rain in New York.
Use flow mode.
Flow.
Say hello, TT.
Hello, TT.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on the mic. If you're just tuning in, of course, you're here on Virtual Racing Network. You are watching the RACECORE Online Racing League presented by Global Building Contractors. Of course, this is a division of RaceOnTexas.com, and this is the Xfinity Series here for RACECORE. We have seen some great racing so far, and the lights are off. Wave rounds are re-given. They're going to go a double file restart here for tonight's race. Again, as always here with asphalt racing, they are going a double file. You know, again, if you're just tuning in with us, we mentioned earlier there are a lot of big things going on here for VRN. Of course, with our press release we put out a couple of weeks ago, with our new acquisition from RaceOnTexas.com. Starting in 2020, we will be going to primarily dirt and short track asphalt broadcasting company to match what they do. So that is what we are going to gear ourselves toward. Unfortunately, that does mean some of our leagues will no longer be with us. We're glad to have had them here for the great run we have had. But unfortunately, it's going to be a different audience we are going to be gearing towards. Of course, we got a new website coming along, a lot of big stuff. We're also going to have some real-life racing here on the channel. We're going to be putting clips of stuff that we're doing in real life as well. So a lot of big changes coming here to Virtual Racing Network in the very near future. That being said, it is time to go racing. Green flag back out here for the RACECORE Online Racing League Xfinity Series, presented by Global Building Contractors, as Mikey Neal has pretty much been out front through the majority of this race. He's led 51 of the 59 laps completed here tonight. It doesn't look like he's showing any signs of giving that lead up anytime soon, as he is out front. Austin Edstrom behind him, followed by James Larillo. We got some cars on pit road here just to give a quick update of how this race is going as you're watching this battle for the lead. You have to go all the way back to 28th spot before you find the first car lap down of Reese Milton in the 76. Then you go multiple laps down with 3, John Van Morellis, Brandon Dorsett, Brandon Young 5 laps down, Jack Fellers 5 laps down, Charles Hoffman 6, Justin Starr now currently after that incident on the track 16 laps down. Jeff Burke is currently 18 laps down. And we have Matthew Johnson, Josh Reeves, and Pat Satterfield that are currently out of this race. And it looks like Jeff Merck is going to come back out onto the track in the number 60 machine. And look at Charles Hoffman is back out on the track, as well as Brandon Young. So these guys may be multiple laps down, but they are coming back out on the track, going to complete as many as they can and get as many points as they can into this race. So a big, huge shout out to all those drivers that are out there. They never give up. They keep going. They're fighters. That's what they do. They fight their way to the top. And one day we will see them in victory lane if we haven't already, as we have a long season. I go back here to Jameer Muhammad, currently in that number 2 machine. He's in 12th position. He has fought his way up here. Let's take a look at that. As you see, started 4th. He went way back in this field. He is currently in 12th place, so he is fighting his way through this field right now. Take a look to Mikey Niels. He is under fire right now. He started first. He's been in first pretty much all night long. And he is under fire from the 88, who currently, there you go, started 9th of the 3rd, but he's been as low as 14th. So again, under fire here from Austin Edstrom and James Larillo, as we are past the halfway point here now. This is the point of no return. We are past the halfway point. As look who we have up at the front of this field here, has been putting together some good runs and a great run here tonight. That is the 17 of Sterling Smith. Currently there we again just props to him putting on a good run. We just talked about his teammate Brandon Young, who is currently 5 laps down. So Brandon Young not having the run he wants. However, Sterling Smith sitting in 7th place in the top 10 position at the moment. So good job for him to do so. We'll keep an eye. We're going to go back just a little ways here and see what we can see back here. Not much going on. There are some little battles here and there. As you see some little groups, but not a huge pack of cars like we've seen earlier where these guys were 5, 6, 7, even up to 10 cars deep. That's not the case right now. You see these little groups of 3 here as you have Matthew Ellis, Chris Brown, and Sam Crow battling currently for 16th position. Let's go and check back to the front here. As you see, Mikey Neal has really actually started pulling away from the rest of the field. He's now led 58 laps. Going to make it 59 if he can lead this lap here. And don't see why he won't. Is right there. He leads his 59th lap of this race. Again, we are well past the halfway point on lap 68, going on lap 70. We will be at lap 71. We will be at 50 laps to go. Again, 50 laps seems like a lot. When you're ticking off laps as fast as you are here tonight, that will not take very long. As we got some contact in the back. Caution is out, and this time it's going to be for the 45 of Brian Jones. Well, let's go back and take a look. What happened to Brian Jones? We'll go to the aerial cam, again provided by Sames Ford out of Corpus Christi, Texas. And what happened to him here? 17 of Sterling Smith gets to the back bumper of him, and he was going down a little bit. I'm not sure that Brian Jones knew he was there, as he then again goes down the track just a little bit. I do not believe the 45 knew that the 17 was there. And that will bring out the caution once again here for the 6th time at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We are going to step away. We'll come back and go over all the pit stops here as they are coming down pit road. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, as the lights, of course, are off on pace car. That, of course, only means one thing. We will go racing here. While we have just a moment, so we want to remind everyone, if you, of course, are new to the channel here tonight on the YouTube side of things, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up button. And, of course, subscribe to the channel. And hit the bell to be notified of all upcoming events. Or if you're on the Facebook side of things, make sure you hit that like button, and make sure you hit the like button on the page itself so you'll be notified of all upcoming events. That being said, they are in turn 4 right there, as you see, 4, Las Vegas 4. We are coming out of turn 4, pace car diving off. We are getting ready to get the green flag. There it is, green flag waving once again here to start lap number 73 of 120. This race is winding down. I know we still have, again, a lot of laps, but still, in the grand scheme of things, the laps are quite winding down here tonight, as you have now Austin Edstrom out front after pit stops. It's all up to Mikey Neal to try to get back by him. Austin Edstrom's been waiting for this moment to get in front of him. He did it this time, as he had a longer pit stop on top of that. 14.9 seconds to a 14.3 second stop, but somehow still able to get ahead of him off of pit road. So good job for him. If you look, that is going to be credited to how long they were on pit road at 41.1 seconds for Mikey Neal, 40.1 for Austin Edstrom. So Austin Edstrom was technically on pit road a second less. Then you, of course, throw that offset there from 0.3 to 0.9, 0.5. So there was a 0.5 difference in the time that Mikey Neal got to pit road and Austin Edstrom got to pit road. 0.5 difference is all it took for Austin Edstrom to able to edge out Mikey Neal and take the lead under caution. Again, that just goes to show you just how competitive these guys are. That 0.5 difference is all it took for one to take the lead from the other. Austin Edstrom has currently led 6 laps here in this race. We'll see how this one goes for him tonight. Again, we are super stoked to have the colored outlines back here in the overlays. As, again, we've been waiting for a long time to get these back. They are back here. So you see right there the number 88 of Austin Edstrom. That's green and white number out front leading this race. But here comes the rest of the field. Got James Zarello, David Estes, Rodrigo Munoz, Jamil Muhammad. These guys are not done. They are still going to make a charge to the front of this race here on lap 77 of 120. Right now it is Edstrom out front, but I'm not counting him out. I think we got a good little battle that's still going to pursue. Right now, if I had to pick our top 3 that had a shot to win, I would say it's Austin Edstrom, Mikey Neal, or James Zarello. However, David Estes in that 85, Rodrigo Munoz, Jamir Muhammad, he has definitely come through this field tonight. He's slowly but surely making his way through this field, so do not count him out by any means, as he again slowly makes his way through. We'll see right there, started 4th and he fell way back. He's up to 6th position. He has definitely worked his way through this field here tonight. Let's go a little bit back here to Thiago Vieira back in 12th position. So a decent run for him. We'll check in with that. Started 30th. He has doubled his position right now in a better positive way in that number 52 machine. Again, from 30th to 15th is 15 spots gained. He's gained 18 spots as he's up to 12th place right now. Lowest was his 36th. Fell back very quickly at the start of this race. So he has definitely worked his way back through this field from 36th to 12th position. What a battle for that 52 of Thiago Vieira. Let's go back here to Brian Bizzle. Check in with him. I know we had some fans out there for him to see his information. Started at 23rd, all the way up to 14th here. So one more spot, he will have gained 10 spots here in this race. Currently, right now, of course, gained 9. We'll see if he can gain that one spot. It looks like he's got a little bit of damage to the backside of that number 24. He has been involved in some incidents earlier. Let's go back here. As it looks like the 10 of Jason Covington is going to have some damage. Looks like he got into the outside wall. The question is, did he have help doing so? No caution was going to come out if he did. But unfortunate for him is he's going to fall and lose about 2, 3, maybe even 4 spots, as he is now going to be under fire from the one of Chris Brown, who himself has quite a bit of damage to the front and side of that number 1. And it looks like Jason Covington going to scrape the wall again. The car is not handling the way he expects it to now and wants it to after that damage. Unfortunate for Jason Covington, just not quite working out for him here tonight. As we go back to the front, Mikey Neal and Austin Edstrom have really started to pull away from this field, especially David Estes and Rodrigo Munoz, as well as Jameer Muhammad. These guys, they were right there with him just a lap or so ago, and all of a sudden they just have not been able to really stay with him. So unfortunate that they are unable to do so. They're definitely right there. Well, definitely you know, disappointing for them that they're not able to, you know, hang with them closer than they are. This is the kind of race where you don't count anybody out. Anything is quite possible here for tonight. Austin Edstrom still out front, though, as we see the 63 of Charles Hoffman, someone who we're used to seeing a lot higher in this field with the damage he has. Currently 5 laps down, back in 29th, and it looks like Justin Starr is still sitting on pit road. He's been there for 29.5 minutes, going on 30 minutes that he has been on pit road. That's about what he'll have for repairs, probably about 25 or 30 minutes worth of repairs, 25, 30, somewhere in there. Looks like it closer to the 30, so we'll see. Will Justin Starr make it back out onto the track? Again, we talked about Jeff Merck coming back out on the track as well. He's been there for quite some time, gaining a few more positions, and that's what Justin Starr and John Van Relis want to do. They can each pick up 1 to 2 positions if they can come back out onto the track. So that is what they're going to try to do. As you see right there, the 60 of Jeff Merck going to go another lap down as Austin Edstrom and Mikey Neal do get by him. We're going to go back up to those leaders. Let's go with Mikey Neal here. Let's go silent on the mic just for a moment here as we go on board with Mikey Neal just to see what it's like in his shoes trying to run down Austin Edstrom. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go back to our main camera here for tonight's race. If you're just tuning in with us, of course, you're watching the RACECORE Online Racing League Xfinity Series presented by Global Building Contractors here on Virtual Racing Network, a division of RaceOnTexas.com. Here we are past the halfway point. We are just about to lap number 90. Right there, they will start lap number 90. Just while you're watching these leaders here duke it out for first place, you got 3 cars that are really in this mix. as they're putting cars lap down. We just want to, as always, remind everyone, first off, thanks for tuning in here tonight. If you pay attention to the Virtual Racing Network youth or Facebook page, we have a lot of stuff coming up here in the very near future. We have a new press release coming out Tuesday sometime, so make sure you stay tuned for that. It could be in the morning or the afternoon, it just depends. Make sure you stay tuned for that, along with the brand new website. Hopefully we can get some preview shots from Deer Park websites. We do have some, but hopefully we can get a few more, maybe take our own from the preview site that we get to look at. That is something we're looking forward to, so be looking for that, as well as a whole host of other things, including the fact we are going to be doing some real-life filming at Monarch Motor Speedway here in Wichita Falls, Texas, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll be doing clips and stuff like that on our YouTube channel to show them off, as well as our Facebook page, some of the new things we are doing here that we have definitely expanded a ton on Virtual Racing Network. We are going to be part of real life stuff as well, so stay tuned for all of that and other news that we're going to be putting out here shortly, as we have this battle really starting to heat up between first and second. Mikey Neal still trying to get the lead from Austin Edstrom. Edstrom has now led 23 laps as we are closing in on the 100 lap mark here very quickly. Right there, had a technical mic issue real fast. We have got that sorted out here as we have a car coming down pit road. That's going to be the 79 of Rodrigo Munoz. Not sure what is going wrong with the 79, but he is going to come down pit road as we have had our longest stint so far, and it is nothing wrong. We have several cars starting to come down. Chris Brown, James Thorello coming down as well. It looks like we also have Trevor Grafflin coming down. Craig Covington, it looks like the one of Chris Brown's going to have to back up on pit road. He's going to complete his stop, though, here shortly. We have a lot of drivers coming down. David Estes coming down. Austin Edstrom, Mikey Neal. A ton of drivers coming down. Jameer Muhammad coming down as well. So pit stops underway here. We were 25 laps in, the longest green flag stint we have had so far. That's going to give the lead to Jeff O'Quinn. This will be his first lap led. Actually, he just led it to his second lap led if he gets to the line, but he has officially led a lap here in the number 94 McDonald's machine. Excuse me. As he is going to bring it down to pit road. That is going to give the lead to the 52 of Thiago Vieira. And right there, he will lead his first lap of this race. Not his first lap of the season, though, as he's already got a win at Daytona. Unfortunately, we were unable to talk to him as we did not have a translator in place. But hopefully, if he manages to get this one out, we will have someone in place to talk to him so we can get that victory speech in. It looks like he is going to hold off here, as he is now 27 laps into this stint, and he has no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Brian Bizzle behind him, as well as a whole host of other drivers. And just to go and show who has come down and who has not, let's go ahead and pull up your running order right now on the left side of your screen. As you'll see right there, it'll tell you we currently have the 81 in the pits. Anyone that's a lap down, Austin Edstrom and beyond, 14th and beyond, actually 13th and beyond right now, has not pitted. As you see more drivers starting to come in there. There goes Thiago Vieira coming down pit road. So he's going to pull into his pit stall here, giving the lead to Brian Bizzle. So any of these drivers that you see that are a lap down have pitted. 13th and beyond have. You count right now 8, 9, and 10th are on pit road as well. They are going to keep dropping through the standings, though. So right now, your top 9 drivers have not come down pit road. As there goes Brian Bizzle. He's going to come down road, giving the lead to Jonathan Ellis now in the number 27 machine. So now roughly your top 6 have not come down pit road. Old Jonathan Ellis in the number 27 machine here tonight, getting by the 29. He's going to put him a lap down, or another lap down anyway, as he is currently 14 laps down here at the moment. And now you see it right there. We have currently 6 drivers, actually 7 drivers that have not come down. And now it's going to be 6 as we have more coming down. So now we have 6 drivers that have not come down, and Jonathan Ellis is going to be one of them. He's coming down pit road. Reese Milton opting not to come down pit road, so he will stay out and go ahead and lead his first lap. Now is he is on lap number 100, so we have 20 laps to go next time by here in your race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Of course, they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That isn't going to be the case here when it comes to racing. You win this race, and you're going to carry that momentum to the next race as well. And the key, keeping an eye on that. Let's see what is coming up next after tonight. It is going to be ISM Raceway, so we go from Las Vegas to Phoenix, Arizona for some more great racing. Again, such a beautiful track over there. And of course, in between all that, we get a new update coming out here on iRacing on Tuesday morning, as we will have the new Daytona and some Charlotte configurations. So we'll see if those tracks do make their way into the series before it's all said and done. But we are here 20 laps to go, make it 18 or 19 to go, sorry. As Reese Milton's currently 31 laps on the stint, as well as Jason Covington and Brandon Needham. These guys have not come down pit road yet. I wonder if he needs to go all the way back to the 10th position, number 14. It doesn't matter. He's coming down pit road. So our top 3 are the only ones that have not come down pit road. Again, Reese Milton in the 76, Jason Covington in the 10, and the 16 of Brandon Needham. Those guys have not come down pit road at all. So we'll see when are they going to run out of fuel is the question. So we'll go ahead and get rid of your running order off the left-hand side of the screen. As we'll go ahead and bring up your top bar, where we can see all the drivers there as they go through. Reese Milton has led 4 laps now. The question is, how many more will he lead before this is all said and done? And will he have to come down pit road? I would imagine he would. I don't think they can make 50 laps on fuel, and that's roughly what it would be for these guys. I can tell you what they're counting on. They're counting on the caution coming out before this one is, or before they have to come down pit road. And we'll see if that is the case. Right now, though, Brandon Needham is showing a minute 10 on pit road for his 6th stop, but he has not come down for a 7th one. So this could get very interesting. He does have damage, so he stayed on pit road for some time, but it's not going to matter. Is this going to be Reese Milton coming down a pit road? Right now, it's the last time he wants to see a caution, as this will kind of sort everything back out. As Jason Covington, though, it will not, because he's going to stay out on those older tires, 35 laps on tires. All those green flag laps, of course, except for maybe 1 or 2. And currently, at the moment, he has enough fuel to make it at least 1 more lap. And he's going to bring it down pit road. So he's going to have to get it locked up very quickly. But Jason Covington coming down pit road. And that will give the lead to, correction, I thought it was going to be Needham, but he is coming down pit road as well. So Mikey Neal regains the lead once again. His pit stop 13.6 seconds over Austin Edstrom, who had 11.1 seconds. So it looks like he took 2 tires only. But Jameer Muhammad, 14.2 seconds. So what we can pretty much dissect there is Austin Edstrom probably took 2 tires on this last stop. Mikey Neal took 4 tires, but was pretty quick about it. Maybe took a splash less of fuel. And Jameer Muhammad took 14.2 seconds, so he took 2 tires and plenty of fuel to make it to the end. So will those tires for Jameer Muhammad be what it takes to get by Mikey Neal? As you see right there, Jameer Muhammad in 2nd place. And you go all the way up to Mikey Neal, who's right there So you see the gap of probably about 15 or 20 car lengths, if not more. Currently 1.4 seconds. We're going to keep an eye on that battle. We'll go ahead and bring your top three up onto the screen as it's Mikey Neal currently out front here. 1.3 second lead, so it has dropped. Now it's back to 1.4. Well, the question is, who will be your race winner here tonight? That is a very good question here. While we have a moment, let's go on board one more time here. Let's go with Jameer Muhammad. He's running down your leader. He is gaining, so let's go on board with him as we go silent for just a minute and let his car do the talking and see how that car is handling for him as he's going around this track chasing down your race leader of Mikey Neal. All right, we are back here as you're watching the 60 try to get to the inside of Jameer Muhammad. Jameer Muhammad closing that gap for a little bit, and now Mikey Neal starting to pull away. You see a little bit of damage to the inside there. You see where the roof is kind of bent up a little bit. That is from scraping that outside wall. I'm wondering if that's going to cause him some problems now. As we'll go up to Mikey Neal, let's go on board with him and see what that car looks like. You see, that's what it's supposed to look like. It's nice and flat. You don't see the roof caved up any at all. You don't see a gap in there. Mikey Neal's got a pretty pristine looking car here tonight. We'll see if he can hang on to it as we're going to go ahead and get rid of your top three as we're going to go off board here. He just gets by the 81. And what a battle. Again, just a huge battle that usually pursues between Mikey Neal in the 8 and the 2 of Jameer Muhammad. Jameer Muhammad right now 1.233 seconds, now 1.183 seconds. So again, Jameer Muhammad starting to close that gap here, but he's only got 7 laps to do it. The question is, can he do it? I don't know if it's possible. 1 second now, he's catching them. But then again, Mikey Neal had a lap car that he had to deal with. So we'll see. The next time by will be the deciding factor. Now that he's clear of this lap car, 1.1 seconds. So it was 1 second. Now 1.1 second, 1.66 seconds. That time is starting to grow once again. And I think the lap car was the determining factor. Jameer Muhammad may pushed it a little bit harder there while he was around the lap car to try to capitalize off of it, but now it's down to 1 second again, so we'll see. Jameer Muhammad right there trying to close the gap. 1.116 seconds separating. We have 6 to go. If the caution was to come out when they get to the line, it doesn't really matter. Right now they would get to it quick enough. Right there, 5 laps to go. If a caution comes out now, this race would be over. Mikey Neal would officially get the race win. We'll see. Can Jameer Muhammad run him down? 0.999 seconds behind. Less than a second separates first and second. But now Jameer Muhammad's got the lap car, the 81 in his way. Trying to get by him could prove to be the deciding factor here. As he looks to get by him very quickly. And I'm not even sure who the 81 is here tonight. As we'll try to find, that is Carlos Maciel in the 81. He is the first car a lap down, so he was not technically a lap down. Or sorry, yes he was. Trevor Graffin. Actually, he was. When he was passed just now by Mikey Neal, he was on the lead lap. And now Trevor Graffin is the first car lap down as he just gets by him. So Mikey Neal doing exactly what he needs to do there with 3 laps to go, is put a buffer between him and Jamir Muhammad, and he is doing just that here tonight. A fantastic job of doing so. It's right there. Jamir Muhammad has closed the gap to .950. We have 2 laps to go when they get to the line coming out of the turn 4, as it's going to be Mikey Neal coming to the line right there. And officially 2 to go here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Jamir Muhammad, .916. I think Jamir needed a clean track, and I think he needed about 15 more laps, maybe 10, to close that gap. It's now .833. We'll see. 2 to go. Going to be 1 to go next time by. Will he be able to hold him off? Mikey Neal's doing a good job so far. Again, there they come out of turn 4 here for one more time. Next time by. There it is right there. It's officially 1 to go. Presented by Northwest Racing Series. We'll see. Will he hold him off? Jamir Muhammad, .781 seconds behind Mikey Neal. Mikey Neal doing a fantastic job holding him off so far. He just needs to do it for 2 more corners. Your race winner would be the 8 of Mikey Neal, and it looks like he's going to do it coming out of turn 4 for the last time here tonight. Your race winner is going to be the 8 of Mikey Neal, putting it into victory lane for the first time here this season at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Running in second is going to be Jamir Muhammad, and David Estes are going to be your top 3 drivers. Again, that could have been a lot closer. I think Jamir Muhammad may have had him if that had been 10 or so more laps. What a run for Mikey Neal, though. And Jamir Muhammad will be talking to those 2, plus David Estes and the number 85 machine here very shortly. But before we do so, we need to go ahead and go through your unofficial race results here for tonight's race. And what a race it was indeed. So we're going to stop for the photo finish here. We'll pull up your race results. Again, getting the win here tonight is going to be the 8 of Mikey Neal. Second place is going to go to Jamir Muhammad. In the 2, third place will be the 85 of David Estes. Fourth place will be the 88 of Austin Edstrom. Fifth place will be the 79 of Rodrigo Munoz, and sixth place will be the 94 of Jeff Quinn. 7th place will be the 11 of Dennis Ellis, and 8th place will be the 24 of Brian Bazell. 9th place will go to the 17 of Sterling Smith. A really good finish for him here tonight. 10th place will be the 13 of James Zarello. 11th will be the 27 of Jonathan Ellis. 12th will be the 1 of Chris Brown. As there you see Mikey Neal doing his signature backwards victory lap. 13th will go to the 70 of Sam Crow. 14th, the 83 of Alex Huffman. 15th will go to the 76 of Reese Milton. 16th will go to the 9 of Brian Dorsey. 17th will go to the 81 of Carlos Maciel. 18th will be the 77 of Justin Spear. 19th will be the 10 of Jason Covington. And 20th will go to the 47 of Trevor Graffam. 21st will go to the 16 of Brandon Needham. 22nd, the 96 of Craig Covington. 23rd, the 52 of Thiago Vieira. And 24th will go to the 45 of Brian Jones. 25th will go to the 14 of Adam Henderson. And the 26th spot will go to the 555 of Butch Frazier. 27th will go to the 51 of Brandon Young. And 28th will go to the 63 of Charles Hoffman. 29th will go to the 6 of Matthew Ellis. 30th will go to the 29 of Brandon Dorsett. 31st will go to the 6th of Jeff Merck. And 32nd will go to the 00 of Scott Masick. 33rd will go to the 78 of John Van Vervillis, and 34th will go to the 99 of Justin Starr. 35th will go to the 32 of Jack Fellers, and 36th place will go to the 69 of Josh Reeves. 37th will go to the 21 of Matthew Johnson, and rounding out the field here tonight, and 38th, that will go to the 25 of Pat Satterfield. That will do it here for your official race results for tonight's event. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back as we're going to talk to our top 3 drivers here in the post-race show. Make sure if you like the race, hit the like button, and if you liked either one on Facebook or YouTube, make sure you hit that button. Hit the like page on the page itself on Facebook, and the subscribe button here on the channel, and we'll be right back with your top 3 interviews. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and as always, starting with 3rd place here tonight. That is going to be the 85 of David Estes, getting the 3rd place finish here tonight. And again, a very, very good run, as we're going to bring that driver information up for you here. Started 11th, finished 3rd, so not a bad run at all. So coming into Las Vegas, it's a tough track, to say the least, and it's a track you have to be very careful at to get a good finish. So how did the car handle here tonight? It is a fixed setup, and what were your expectations coming into tonight?
Well, first off, I would like to thank Global Building Contractors, the Gold Cube, and iRacing Drivers World. But concerning the setup, it drove really good. Best car I've had all year. Had 2 bad finishes at Daytona and Atlanta. Messed myself up in Atlanta. Thought I had a top 10 car. But the expectations coming in Las Vegas felt like I could run top 10. I didn't think I had a top 5 car, but the car got better as the run went on and ended up 3rd.
Definitely you did. And those last 2 runs, we had some good green flag runs. You said the car handled good. So did it handle better on the longer run or the shorter run? Because it looked like there at the beginning we were going to have a lot of cautions, and then it kind of fixed itself there towards the end, and we had some good long runs.
Well, the longer the run, the more the driver has to control the car. So the longer the run, the better I feel like I could catch the 8 and 2. But them boys were just at next level. I don't know how they was doing it. I was racing my butt off trying to catch them, just couldn't do it. Put myself in the wall with about 10 to go. Got me a little nervous, thought I was going to wreck. But overall, 3rd place, can't beat it.
Definitely can't be disappointed with a top 3 finish, especially when you thought coming in it was a top 10 car. Obviously, other than the sponsor you just mentioned, any shout out you want to give for that 3rd place finish?
Yeah, I want to give Bryson Barker a shout out. He helped me a lot this week learning this track, and without him, this wouldn't have been possible.
Well, again, congrats on the top 3 finishing in 3rd and finishing 1 spot ahead here tonight. Of course, that is going to be our 2nd place finisher here. Started 4th, and at some point here, even though it's not showing the lowest position, fell back quite a bit in the race and worked your well, pretty much worked your butt off to get back up to second place. So how was this car out there? It seemed like something happened and we may have missed it, but you definitely fought your way back to the front.
Yeah, it was a crazy race for me. It wasn't smooth and easy as sometimes it is, but I had some issues with my throttle tonight. For some reason, it wasn't holding wide open, and so I just had to kind of fix that. And I think it was about halfway through. It wasn't holding the throttle, and I just couldn't keep up with the front pack. So I came in, tried to recalibrate it. It still didn't fix it, and I had to start in 25th. So yeah, it was a long night, but happy with the ending. It's a little bittersweet because I felt like I was the fastest tonight and last week, and it just came up short again. But congrats to Mikey. He did a great job starting a pole, led the most laps, and Pitt didn't make a mistake, so he deserves it.
Oh, definitely a hard-fought battle here. That being said, one last question before we give your sponsors and shout-outs is we saw you coming very quickly here. We're not sure if Mikey was slowing down, but you were definitely catching him there in those last 2 to 3 laps as we watched that gap go from 1.4 seconds to 0.8. Had you had another 10 laps, you think you could have reeled him in and this would be different? We'd be talking to him and then talking to you for the win?
I think so. I was really closing in. Everyone was right in the middle line, especially in 1 and 2. And, I was able to get the bottom working, and it was really closing up. It was really the only way I could pass some of these cars, so they were really holding up the top line and preventing you from getting a run. So I kind of had to start going to the bottom in the 1 and 2, and it started working, and I was reeling them in. And I really think if I just had maybe 10 more laps, or maybe one less car I had to pass coming through the field, I could have made it exciting at least.
Definitely would have been awesome if we'd had about 10 more laps on there. I think we would have had some nothing less a side-by-side finish. But you definitely worked hard for that second place finish. You earned it here tonight. We know you got some sponsors and shout-outs.
Yeah, big thanks to Global Building Contractors for sponsoring the series and my car, Gold Cube, Huffman Designs, and iRacing Drivers World. And shout out to my wife and my son and my parents watching. Thanks, guys.
Well, again, congrats on the second place finish here tonight. Of course, that brings us to our race winner here tonight. You started first, finished first, and very few times during this race were you out of the lead. Saw a little bit of straight mark on the side of your car. Looks like maybe you brushed up against somebody, but about the most damage you got on this car. So, same question, how was that car handling out there? Obviously, it handled pretty good as you were able to wheel it into victory lane here and then do a backwards celebration there.
Yeah, the car handled pretty well. It was a little bit tight, and actually on one run it started to get a little bit free for me. I think I just drove off the right rear a little bit too much, but other than that, the car handled great. I know last pit stop, it was just all strategy. I know Austin, we're in Las Vegas, so he had a gamble. I'm pretty sure he took 2 tires, so it kind of got me the lead. And once I got there, I just started to kind of drive. I noticed I had about a 1.5 second lead, so I just backed it off, kept it off the wall, ran a lane higher, and luckily I was able to come home with the victory.
Well, you indeed were able to come home with the victory here tonight. Looking, I believe it was either Atlanta, maybe can't remember exactly what track it was. I believe it was Atlanta. Didn't have quite the finish you probably wanted to, but to come back here and get the win, how much momentum does that give you going into ISM Raceway? As Phoenix is not necessarily a lot of people's favorite track.
Oh yeah, definitely gives you some momentum. It's always great to win. If you win one race, it's awesome. I get to celebrate tomorrow. But, Phoenix for official racing comes Monday. got to get to work on that, and I got to start practicing for next week. So it's always good to get a win, can carry that momentum, but got to start thinking ahead and getting ready for next week.
Well, definitely next week we'll be here before you know it. Of course, we have the new update coming on Tuesday. New setups will be coming out, changing things up a little bit. So, just general thoughts on the update. Are you looking forward to it, or is it one of those things that's the unknown that kind of scares everyone just a little bit?
Yeah, I've not really had a chance to look at what it's looking like, but I know the A car is going to be completely different, and I'm not really sure about the BRC yet, but definitely a change. It can change everything. It can always, it can always kind of ruin the way that you race, and you kind of have to change the way you race. And they've done that with the Xfinity car so many times. Remember, a couple seasons ago, the car was super, super loose off of every single corner that you raced at, but it was really exciting. And now, most tracks that we've been to, the car's super tight. The handling isn't great, but that still makes it fun to drive too. So hopefully it's still kind of like that. There's always a curveball with them, and I'm hoping that we get to at least have some fun with it because not everybody's gonna figure it out right away, but once you race more and more on it, I think everybody will eventually start to get it.
Definitely they will. We don't know we don't know everything. I haven't read through all the release notes they put out. We do know that starting on Tuesday, they are going to allow flash photography at the racetrack. So we're going to be seeing some camera flashes in the stands. That should be interesting to see. That being said, obviously those fans are going to be taking pictures of the sponsors on that car. And so who are those sponsors? And any shout-outs you just want to give?
First of all, we got to thank the main sponsor, Global Building Contractors, that I think got for this race every single week. Wouldn't be here without you guys. Also got to thank Racing Drivers World, Gold Cube, and also Huffman Designs. They're awesome. They all sponsor our league, and they help it grow. And obviously, we had another pretty good field tonight, so it's awesome to see bigger fields like this every night. And without them, we couldn't have it. Also, got to thank my team, One Sim. They're awesome. We've done a lot of racing this week. Definitely got a lot of help. Even though I didn't get to race the big car a lot this week, still really fun. Got a little bit of experience. And also got to thank you guys for hosting every single race, or not hosting, but broadcasting every single race. It's awesome to have you guys aboard for at least this season, hopefully the truck season. And also got to thank Mom and Dad. I know they're both watching. I love you guys. Thank you. Got to thank everybody for watching too. VRN definitely loves having you guys, and also got to congratulate Jameer and that's the 85, forget his name, but they did a great job tonight, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right, again, congrats on the win here tonight. We are not done just yet, folks. Of course, we have one more piece of business to take care of, and that, of course, is thanking all of the sponsors here for tonight's race. Again, tweaking the overlays, we didn't get all of the sponsors in here tonight, but those for the race do include, of course, Global Building Contractors, your presenting sponsor here for tonight's race, as well as iRacing Drivers World, and of course Gold Cube coming on board. And of course here on the racing our broadcast side of things, we wouldn't be here for 2019 if it wasn't for the following partners. Those do include Northwest Racing Series, Walls Beard Co. Beard Bomb, Race on Texas, Sim Speed Shop, Hanover Record Service, On the Edge Motorsports, Huffman Designs, and RACECORE. Big shout out to all of them, as always, on behalf of VRN and RACECORE. We will see you next Sunday night with some more racing, as we actually have the Northwest Xfinity Series starting up tomorrow night. We should be going live around 9:45 Central Time, so make sure you stay tuned for that, and we'll be back in action tomorrow night.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be used in any form without the authorized written consent of Virtual Racing Network. VRN would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.